Projects are handled by people with different mindsets, skills, priorities, and personalities, so it's natural to encounter difficult individuals, and managing them effectively becomes a key project leadership skill. A project is a journey to achieve results and create value, not a war. Let's build, not battle. In this episode of S&P Knowledge Series, let's discuss who are the difficult people in a project, why they are labeled difficult, and turning toxicity into transformation. How to deal with difficult people in a project. Authored by S.N. Panigrahi. Who are the difficult people in a project? A difficult person is someone whose traits or behaviors make them hard to work with, manage, or even understand. Such behaviors may include stubbornness, negativity, lack of cooperation, avoidance of accountability, manipulative actions, or habitual complaining without offering solutions. In some cases, individuals deliberately express opposition simply to gain attention, assert importance, or establish dominance in the group, while others use subtle resistance to influence outcomes indirectly. They are naturally contrarians. They are the type of persons who will say no to a yes and yes to a no. These patterns may arise from ego clashes, personality or ideological differences, stress, role mismatches, insecurity, differing perceptions, or lack of recognition. Regardless of the cause, the impact is consistent. They generate friction, slow down progress, weaken trust, and disrupt team harmony as well as project flow. Over time, such behaviors escalate into counterproductive dynamics, criticism without solutions, opposition for the sake of opposition, passive sabotage, or power struggles that overshadow collective goals. Examples include the aggressive confrontationalist, who inflates minor issues into major conflicts, the passive-aggressive individual, who avoids direct dialogue but quietly undermines outcomes, and the attention seeker, who resists consensus to appear significant. Difficulty is also a matter of perspective. What one person perceives as resistance, another might view as assertiveness or simply a different style of working. Why some are labeled as difficult people? In projects, some individuals are often labeled as difficult, but the roots usually lie in mismatches, pressures, and perceptions rather than mere personality. At times, people are placed in roles they dislike, given responsibilities beyond their interest or capability, or assigned unrealistic deadlines with little flexibility. Such mismatches create frustration, resistance, and disengagement. Many feel excluded from decision-making, leading to a sense of helplessness or lack of ownership. Some struggle with skill gaps but mask their insecurity by resisting change instead of admitting weakness. Others face conflicting priorities from multiple managers, leaving them confused, stressed, and defensive. Personal issues, lack of recognition, or poor communication further fuel negative attitudes. Beyond circumstances, behavior is also shaped by perceptions and mindsets. Some wear a perpetual black hat, focusing only on risks, flaws, or what might fail, turning critical thinking into persistent negativity. Ideological or personal differences often escalate into opposition, where individuals resist ideas not to improve them but simply for the sake of opposing. In other cases, ego clashes, power struggles, or insecurity about losing influence make collaboration difficult. Hidden grievances, unspoken stress, and leadership blind spots frequently intensify the problem. What appears as difficult behavior may often be a cry for attention, recognition, or alignment. Understanding these deeper realities allows project leaders to separate critical thinkers from negative thinkers, identify root causes, and address the underlying triggers rather than just the surface symptoms, transforming potential conflict into opportunities for clarity, growth, and stronger teamwork. Difficult people, difficult outcomes, the hidden disruptions. Difficult people in projects can significantly derail team dynamics, productivity, and overall success, creating ripple effects that extend far beyond immediate deliverables. Here are the key impacts of difficult people in a project. 1. Missed team performance and project outcomes. Difficult individuals create bottlenecks through resistance, procrastination, or unnecessary opposition. This disrupts workflows, team performance, leading to timeline overruns, slows progress, and often results in scope creep and schedule slippage. 2. Compromised quality of deliverables. With energy diverted to conflict management, the focus on precision and excellence diminishes. Rushed fixes, rework, and neglected details reduce output quality and damage reliability. 3. Communication barriers and silos. By dominating discussions, dismissing input, or hoarding information, difficult people weaken the free flow of ideas. This breeds misalignment, hidden agendas, and fragmented knowledge sharing across the project. 4. Paralysis in decision-making. When decisions are constantly challenged without alternatives, progress halts. Ego clashes, ideological differences, or opposition for the sake of opposition stall consensus and create frustration at every level. 5. Stress, burnout and attrition. Regular conflicts and negativity elevate stress and lower morale, leaving teams emotionally drained. Over time, this results in absenteeism, burnout, and the departure of high performers who avoid toxic environments. 6. Resource drain and cost escalation. Leaders waste time managing conflicts instead of driving value. Extra costs arise from repeated corrections, additional supervision, or hiring replacements for employees who exit due to frustration. 7. Eroded morale and team cohesion. Toxic personalities polarize teams, creating factions, mistrust, and defensive behaviors. Psychological safety erodes, discouraging open dialogue and weakening the collective spirit essential for collaboration. 8. Knowledge hoarding and gaps. Some individuals resist mentoring, withhold expertise, or guard information to retain power. This creates dependencies, single points of failure, and slows down organizational learning. 9. Suppressed creativity and innovation. Fear of criticism or ridicule discourages people from proposing new ideas. Teams adopt conservative, safe approaches, missing opportunities for innovation, process improvement, and competitive advantage. 10. Damaged client and stakeholder relations. Negative behavior displayed in meetings or communications reflects poorly on the project team. Stakeholders lose confidence, clients feel disrespected, and the organization risks its credibility and future business. 11. Leadership distraction and authority erosion. Excessive time spent on conflict resolution diverts leaders from strategy and decision-making. When disruptive behaviors go unaddressed, leadership authority and respect decline, weakening project governance. 12. Cultural contamination and long-term harm. Tolerating difficult behavior normalizes toxicity, embedding patterns of blame, resistance, and mistrust. This corrodes culture, damages employer branding, and undermines the organization's ability to attract and retain top talent. The impact of difficult people extends far beyond immediate project disruption, creating a cascade of negative effects that can permanently damage team dynamics and organizational culture. Proactive identification and management of such individuals is crucial for project success and long-term organizational health. Failing to address these behaviors early often results in exponential costs that far exceed the initial investment required for proper intervention and coaching. How to deal with difficult people in a project. Projects are handled by people with different mindsets, skills, priorities, and personalities, so it's natural to encounter difficult individuals, and managing them effectively becomes a key project leadership skill. These individuals might challenge your ideas, resist change, or have a consistently negative attitude, which can derail progress and harm team morale. The key to handling these situations is to approach them with a strategic and calm mindset, rather than reacting emotionally. Successfully managing difficult people isn't about changing their personality, it's about creating a professional environment that minimizes friction and maximizes productivity. By systematically addressing underlying issues and maintaining clear professional boundaries, you can ensure that most challenging behaviors either improve or become manageable. The key is to shift your focus from their personality to their actions and their impact on the project. Let's now deliberate on some of the tips to handle difficult people. 1. Stay calm. Respond logically, not emotionally. When faced with a difficult person, the first and most crucial step is to remain calm. Responding logically, not emotionally, prevents a situation from escalating into a heated argument. For example, if a team member loudly criticizes your part of the project in a meeting, take a deep breath and say, "I hear your concerns. Let's discuss this calmly after the meeting so we can find a constructive solution." This approach diffuses the tension and shifts the focus back to problem solving. 2. Listen actively. Understand concerns before reacting. Active listening is about more than just hearing words. It's about understanding the underlying concerns and motivations behind someone's behavior. Before reacting, make an effort to truly listen to their point of view. For instance, a team member might be constantly pushing back on deadlines because they feel overwhelmed with their workload. You can say, "It sounds like you are worried about the timeline. Can you walk me through your process so I can better understand the challenges you are facing?" This simple act of listening can reveal the root of the problem and build trust. 3. Clarify expectations. Set clear roles, goals, and deliverables. One of the most common causes of conflict is a lack of clear expectations. Defining roles, goals, and deliverables upfront can prevent misunderstandings. Imagine a project where one team member believes they are responsible for a certain task, while another thinks they are. This confusion leads to a standoff. You can resolve this by creating a clear, shared document outlining who is responsible for what, like a RACI chart: responsible, accountable, consulted, informed, ensuring everyone is on the same page. 4. Use empathy. Understand their pressures and motives. Putting yourself in someone else's shoes can significantly reduce friction. Empathy helps you see things from their perspective, which can soften your approach. For example, a coworker might be behaving rudely because they are under immense personal stress. While their behavior isn't acceptable, understanding their situation can help you respond with patience rather than anger. You might pull them aside and say, "I've noticed you seem stressed lately. Is everything okay? I want to make sure we are on track to meet our goals together." 5. Stay professional. Attack issues, not people. Avoid personal arguments, focus on work. Regardless of the provocation, always maintain professionalism. Avoid personal attacks or getting sidetracked by personal arguments. The focus should always be on the work at hand. If a colleague makes a snide comment about your idea, you can respond by saying, "Thank you for your feedback." Let's return to the issue of improving the project's efficiency, as that's our main objective right now. This steers the conversation back to business, and reinforces a professional boundary. 6. Document everything. Keep written proof of decisions. Keeping written records of important decisions, agreements, and even conflicts can be a powerful tool. This provides a clear, objective reference point. If a team member denies a decision they agreed to in a meeting, you can refer to the meeting minutes or an email exchange that confirms it. This prevents he said, she said situations and holds everyone accountable for their commitments. 7. Set boundaries. Define acceptable behavior upfront and communicate what is not tolerable. Defining acceptable behavior from the start sets a standard for all interactions. This can be as simple as stating ground rules for meetings, such as one person speaks at a time or all feedback must be constructive. If a difficult person violates these boundaries, you can gently but firmly remind them. For example, you might say, "John, let's remember our rule about constructive criticism. How can we rephrase that to be more helpful?" 8. Involve them early. Engage to reduce resistance. Engage them in planning to reduce resistance. People are less likely to resist a plan they helped create. Engaging difficult team members in the early stages of a project can give them a sense of ownership and reduce their natural resistance. Instead of presenting a fully formed idea, you could ask, "I'm thinking about the best way to approach this project. What are your initial thoughts or concerns?" This makes them a part of the solution rather than a part of the problem. 9. Offer choices. Give options instead of orders to build ownership. Giving people options instead of direct orders can foster a sense of autonomy and build ownership. This is particularly effective with people who resist being told what to do. Rather than saying, "You need to finish this task by Friday," you could frame it as, "Would it be more manageable for you to handle task A by Friday? Or would you prefer to tackle task B first and aim for a Monday deadline?" This approach turns a command into a collaborative decision. 10. Escalate when needed. Involve higher management if conflicts persist. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, conflicts persist. In these situations, it's crucial to know when to involve a higher authority, like a manager or project sponsor. This is not about being a tattletale, but about seeking support to resolve a situation that is impacting the project's success. Before escalating, ensure you have documented all your attempts to resolve the issue yourself, providing a clear record of the problem. Conclusion: handling difficult people in a project is a skill that combines communication, empathy, and strategic thinking. By staying calm and professional, you can navigate these challenges without sacrificing your project's goals or your own well-being. Ultimately, your ability to manage these interactions effectively will not only improve project outcomes but also foster a more resilient and productive team environment. Remember, difficult people often become your strongest contributors once they feel heard, valued, and properly directed. The investment in managing them well typically pays dividends in project success and team cohesion. Recognizing and resolving difficult behaviors. Every project succeeds not only through plans and processes but through people. To manage challenges and even difficult individuals, leaders must combine appreciation, empowerment, and vision with firm ground rules, governance, and compliance, transforming resistance into contribution. Here are some tips. 1. Spark with appreciation, not fault-finding. Encouragement builds trust, motivation, and collaboration, while constant criticism erodes morale. Recognize good work openly and specifically. Valued people become more cooperative and aligned with leadership. 2. Unlock potential through opportunities. Every individual has unique expertise to contribute. Providing opportunities for ownership, presentations, or idea sharing fosters recognition, pride, and stronger commitment to project success. 3. Inspire with hope, future, and vision. Hope and clarity of vision counter negativity and disengagement. By linking individual roles to the larger mission, leaders energize teams with purpose and long-term commitment. 4. Establish ground rules and professional norms. Clear behavioral expectations create structure and fairness. Setting agreed boundaries on respect, communication, and accountability ensures discipline without micromanagement. 5. Strengthen governance and oversight. Transparent governance mechanisms prevent misuse of authority, favoritism, or unchecked negativity. Periodic reviews, feedback loops, and escalation channels keep projects balanced and conflicts contained. 6. Embed compliance and accountability. Holding all team members accountable to policies, deadlines, and ethical standards ensures fairness. Compliance frameworks protect both individuals and the project from the risks of unchecked behavior. In essence, project managers, like true leaders, don't fight difficult people, they recognize, encourage, and inspire them, turning resistance into resilience, conflict into collaboration, and people into partners of progress and success. When people feel valued, trusted, and inspired within a framework of ground rules, governance, and accountability, they stop being difficult and start driving success. Great leadership unlocks potential not through force but through appreciation, empowerment, clarity, and fairness, turning conflict into contribution. To effectively deal with difficult people, a project manager should understand that a one-size-fits-all approach will not work. Instead, they must adopt a flexible strategy, tailoring their communication and management style to each situation and the specific type of person they are dealing with. Hope you liked the presentation. Stay tuned with S&P Knowledge Series and subscribe the channel for free to get updates. Thank you. For more details contact SN Panigrahi at the below contact details.